guys! Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into the wonderfully weird, kinda scary, but mostly hilarious world of petty revenge. You know, those moments when someone is just out for a taste of their own medicine? We've got stories of office prank wars, neighborly feuds that would make even dogs bark, and coffee thieves who got served something way stronger than a caffeine jolt. Imagine that. Buckle up, Buttercup, because these stories are wilder than a chihuahua in a chicken coop. Picture this, a typical office, fluorescent lights, the smell of stale coffee, and Brenda from the accounting unit humming along to Celine Dion. But beneath this veneer of normalcy, a silent war raged. It all started innocently enough. A stapler and Jell-O, a desk drawer filled with packing peanuts, classic office shenanigans. But things escalated quickly. We're talking about photoshopped family portraits, desks mysteriously replaced with kiddie pools filled with rubber duckies, and one unfortunate soul who found their car wrapped in enough toilet paper to rival a CVS warehouse. It was like The Office meets John Wick, but with less murder and more glitter bombs. Ah, the suburbs, where the grass is always greener, unless your neighbor decides to wage war with a weed whacker. It's a place where the tranquility of tree-lined streets and the chirping of birds can be shattered by the roar of lawnmowers and the hiss of sprinklers. Here, the battle for the best lawn is not just a pastime, it's indeed a way of life. This isn't your average he-looked-at-me funny feud. No, this is a full-blown turf war, where every blade of grass is a soldier, and every weed is an enemy combatant. The stakes are high, and the tactics are anything but conventional. This, my friends, was a battle royale fought with lawn ornaments and passive-aggressive sprinkler systems. Imagine waking up to find your prized petunias have been replaced with a battalion of garden gnomes, each one more menacing than the last. Or coming home to a lawn soaked by a sprinkler system that seems to have a mind of its own. It started with some rogue leaves blowing onto the pristine lawn next door. A minor infraction, you might think, but in the world of suburban lawn care, it's a declaration of war. The leaves were just the beginning, a prelude to the chaos that was about to unfold. Then came the meticulously timed sprinkler attacks, always drenching the laundry hanging out to dry. It was as if the sprinklers had been programmed to activate at the exact moment the clothes were hung. Coincidence? I think not. This was a calculated move designed to frustrate and infuriate. But the piece de resistance? A life-sized garden gnome army strategically placed on the property line, each gnome bearing a striking resemblance to our lawn-obsessed protagonist. It was a masterstroke of psychological warfare, a reminder that the battle for lawn supremacy was far from over. Each gnome bearing a striking resemblance to our lawn-obsessed protagonist. The likeness was uncanny, down to the furrowed brow and determined expression. It was as if the gnomes were mocking him, daring him to make the next move. It was a scene straight out of Romeo and Juliet, but with less romance and more restraining orders. The neighborhood had become a battleground, and the once peaceful streets were now filled with tension and suspicion. In the end, it wasn't the lawn that mattered, but the lengths to which one would go to defend it. Listen, I get it. Coffee is life. For many of us, it's the fuel that gets us through the day, the magic potion that transforms us from groggy zombies into functioning human beings. The aroma, the warmth, the caffeine kick, it's an essential part of our morning ritual. But stealing someone's morning brew, that's a special kind of evil. Imagine gearing up for a productive day, only to find your precious cup of joe has vanished. It's a betrayal of the highest order, a crime against humanity, or at least against your sanity. This story involves a communal office coffee pot and a caffeine fiend who shall remain nameless. Let's call him Todd. Todd was a dedicated employee, always the first to arrive and the last to leave. His secret? A strong cup of coffee to kickstart his day. Every morning, without fail, Todd's precious coffee would vanish. It was as if a phantom coffee thief was always lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce the moment Todd turned his back. The frustration was palpable, and Todd's mornings were ruined. Notes, threats, even a baby monitor aimed at the coffee station. Nothing worked. Todd tried everything to catch the culprit, but the thief was always one step ahead. It was a game of cat and mouse, and Todd was losing. But Todd, oh sweet, sweet Todd, he was a man of science. He decided to take matters into his own hands, using his scientific knowledge to devise a plan. He spent hours researching and experimenting, determined to outsmart the coffee thief. He rigged the coffee maker with a special ingredient, laxatives. It was a risky move, but Todd was desperate. He carefully measured the dosage, ensuring it was just enough to cause discomfort without causing harm. Not enough to send anyone to the ER, just enough to cause some, shall we say, digestive distress. The next morning, Todd watched with bated breath as the coffee thief took the bait. It wasn't long before the effects kicked in. Let's just say Todd got his coffee back, and the office bathroom got a whole lot more traffic than usual. The thief never struck again, and Todd's mornings were once again filled with the joy of a hot cup of coffee. Justice, in the form of caffeine, was served. Parking. It's the quickest way to turn a perfectly normal human into a raging, horn-honking beast. This particular feud involved one coveted parking spot and two neighbors who clearly missed the memo on sharing. We're talking passive-aggressive notes left on windshields, cars mysteriously blocked in by conveniently placed trash cans, and one incident involving a garden hose and some very unfortunate chalk outlines. It was a real-life game of parking lot Tetris, but with more yelling and fewer geometric shapes. Roommates, am I right? They can be your best friends or your worst enemies, especially when it comes to sharing a living space. Living with someone else can be a roller coaster of emotions. 1 minute, you're binge-watching your favorite show together, laughing until your sides hurt, and the next, you're arguing over who left the dirty dishes in the sink. It's a delicate balance of camaraderie and conflict. This tale involves a roommate who took passive-aggressive to a whole new level. Imagine coming home after a long day, only to find a note on the fridge that says, "If you eat my food again, I will replace your shampoo with hair dye." The tension in the apartment was palpable, and it seemed like every little annoyance was met with an equally petty response. We're talking about stolen leftovers labeled with fake names like Grandma's Special Soup or Mystery Meatloaf. It was a game of cat and mouse, with each roommate trying to outsmart the other. The fridge became a battleground, with each person trying to protect their precious food from being pilfered, lights mysteriously flickering on and off at 3 a.m., as if the apartment was haunted by a mischievous ghost. It was always at the most inconvenient times, like when you were just about to drift off to sleep or in the middle of a late-night study session. The flickering lights added an eerie atmosphere to the already tense living situation. And a shower drain perpetually clogged with something that smelled suspiciously like a tuna melt. No matter how many times it was cleaned, the drain would clog again, leaving a foul odor that permeated the entire bathroom. It was a never-ending cycle of frustration and disgust. But the revenge? Oh, the revenge was glorious. It was a masterclass in pettiness, with each act of retribution more elaborate than the last. The planning and execution were meticulous, and the satisfaction of seeing the look on the roommate's face was priceless. Think glitter bombs in every single one of the roommates' shoes, ensuring that they would be finding glitter in their socks for weeks. It was a sparkly reminder of the ongoing feud, and no matter how much they tried to clean it up, the glitter would always find a way to reappear. Air freshener strategically placed to make the apartment smell like a hot dog factory, filling every room with the unmistakable scent of processed meat. It was a sensory assault that left the roommate gagging and desperate for fresh air, and a continuous loop of the Macarena playing on repeat, driving everyone in the apartment to the brink of madness. The catchy tune became a form of psychological warfare, with the roommate unable to escape its infectious beat. It was the ultimate bless-your-heart revenge, served with a side of glitter and a whole lot of sass. In the end, the petty roommate saga became a legendary tale, a cautionary story for anyone daring to cross the line in shared living spaces. The moral of the story? Choose your battles wisely because you never know when a glitter bomb might be waiting for you. And there you have it, folks. Proof that revenge is a dish best served. Well, maybe not best served, but definitely served with a side of hilarity. I hope you enjoyed these wild tales of petty payback. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you laughed, cried, or maybe peed your pants a little. No judgment here. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more crazy stories. Until next time, stay petty, my friends. Cheers!